Hello and welcome. So I thought this time let's just go have a look at the Queen Mary and see what it's like. Yeah, so we can just take off here. It'll be a very quick trip over Long Beach. I do have added scenery, I think, for that area, and let's see how it looks. So airplane is already here to go. Just the beacon light is on, so let's turn on the taxi light. That's not going to show me a lot, is it? And my nav lights and my strobe lights. And my landing light maybe gives me a tiny bit more. Jump into the airplane here, so we have everything set up and ready to go. So get my parking brake off, start a taxi. It's a bit hard to see where I'm going here now. Don't the runway lights are a little bit dim. But we have this wonderful G1000 MFD over here, which helps us out. Helps us find the runway. Hopefully the sun is coming up. I started the simulator and I picked a rather early time. I guess that's the time now. And we're hoping that it'll brighten up in the next 2 or 3 minutes. And then we should have a nice sunrise view. Okay, runway 11. So here we will be getting our clearance and all of that. Can't really check that well for traffic in this. Alright, turn my taxi lights off. Leave my landing lights on, of course. And it should be basically straight forward, straight down. So full power. Keep me on our speed, make sure everything is still in the green. Good, everything is in the green. 50 knots and rotate at 55. There we go. We're up. I can remove some of those. View. Yeah, there is the sun, I do believe. So that's pretty good. I can move the range out here, look. You can have a look. So we basically want to go straight down and then turn left after a while. Let's have a look outside. It's a beautiful sunrise. Trim down slightly. In the morning. There we go, that looks quite nice. A little bit hard to keep it straight on course there. Looking at this angle. Yeah, so we flew quite a lot around this area, so you guys should recognize it, of course. So I changed some settings there, and my graphics card GPU went up to 100%. I probably lost some frames. And what I did is I switched on to my second monitor and paused the simulator. Then I minimized Streamlabs OBS. Just minimized it. Still running, still recording. My GPU usage went down to about 35 to 45. It's bouncing between 35 and 45. Wow, this looks pretty cool here, doesn't it? That is. Let's turn off my landing light. Back on. So, good morning, Long Beach. Is this Long Beach? I think there's Newport Beach down there too. Oh, get mixed up again. At least I recognize what it looks like. So flying visually. Oh yeah, nice sunshine shining on those cranes. flying into the sun, obviously, so we have quite big shadows here. But if we were to look behind us, or actually look below us, it's quite nice. Quite long shadows on everything there. Yeah, really, really long shadows. That looks really good for the sunrise. And now I'm sitting at GPU of about 30%. Really weird sometimes how it just shoots up and shoots down. So the Queen Mary ship should be somewhere around here. So yeah, it was a cruise liner, one of those old giant cruise liners, which then was sold to the Americans to use as a museum. Sadly, when they sold it, they also took out the engines for some strange reason. I guess it was a lot of worth scrap metal or something. They seemed afraid that the instead of it being used as a museum, it might be used as an ocean liner again. Of course, nobody in their right mind would actually use something that consumed that much fuel nowadays. But in the old days, it was pretty cool, I'm sure. So it's here on our left, if you've seen it. I'm not sure if you've seen it. I'm going to pass around and come at it now from the other side. So we'll get a nice view. Descend a little bit here. Speed up a little bit too, actually. Let my nose down. Okay, let's spin around here. Okay. There we go. There's one of the current ocean liners right underneath us, which is currently in use. So they come and they go. So I stayed on this Queen Mary ship. It was really nice. Very historic. Very noisy at night time. But it was fun to stay there for a day or two. We definitely got... it was an interesting experience. I had to change beds a lot though. That was the only problem. Because the beds... they all seemed to be half broken. Or nearly all of them. We went through 4 or 5 before we got a room with a broken bed. That looks really cool there, doesn't it? Wow. And here is our cruise ship. So we can just pause here and jump out on our drone. Of course we can do something else too, because the sunrise was beautiful and we were faster than I thought we would be. So this is, there we go. Look at that. What do we want the sun? Midday sun, how's that? That's pretty cool. You can just change the weather like that while we're frozen in time. Yeah, so this is a huge shipping area here. Normally out there you would just see loads and loads and loads of ships piled up all over the place. Basically a big traffic jam of ships. We don't have any today. I don't know why. But this area has all been improved by the add-on scenery that I have. Or at least that area up there has, obviously. So I will put a mention to that in the description as well. You can actually stay on the ship and just walk over the bridge, turn right, and there you are on the beach. Or you can take one of these little rental scooters, which is really cool. And there are these little round islands here, but they don't look like that in reality. They look quite different. Sorry about that. may have to change around some of the keys or disable that one that's always spinning me around. Yeah, these big rocks on the sides, always quite interesting. I don't know, it seems to be a thing with the flight simulator in this area that all these rocks get turned into kind of Stonehenge effect. I guess maybe they use the Stonehenge algorithm. Yeah, that definitely down there. That definitely looks like they were using some Stonehenge programming for the rocks. That's quite a nice area. I remember flying around there on the scooter, flying around over here on the scooter. Not sure if you're supposed to or not, but it was a bit of fun. Yeah, it was really, really nice. So a cool place to stay for a night or two. I probably wouldn't want to stay there much longer because it's not as luxurious as it once was. But you can stay there, you can open your windows, have a look out the other side. And I think the room rates were actually quite reasonable. So it's not a ship, apparently. It's a building, officially, on paper. Because I think maintaining a ship, according to all these different safety codes and regulations, was much more difficult than a building. So they put a foundation underneath it, or some poles underneath it, or something. But it no longer moves. It is officially a building. Yeah, it would be really cool if somebody rendered this as well. It does look much nicer than that in reality, that's for sure. These rocks were not in the car park. I know that because I parked there several times. They were not there. There were some houses across the way here that looked like they were covered in snow all the time. These houses here. And they sure did not look like that. Yeah. Yeah, the algorithm in this area for find a stone and turn it into a giant shape. So as I said, this is I think this bubble is where you go to check in and everything. For, I don't know, maybe your Disney cruise or whatever cruise you're taking. And this is the old cruise ship. You can walk around a whole lot of this cruise ship. It's really, really cool. Imagine it was top luxury back in the day. And of course nowadays it's not really comparable with what we have nowadays. You take very basic accommodation nowadays and it will have much more comfort and features than this does. There's a submarine down there too. Look, yep, it is. That's definitely there. That exists. I didn't go on it. Would have been nice. Didn't have time. But I have. Oh, I can see the chains there. I've been on several submarines, and it is really, really interesting. We did want to take the ferry for a day trip out there to Catalina, but when we went there, it seemed a bit. Yeah, there was a boat there, and then there was school buses of kids, and then someone told me I had to buy tickets in another office, and the office for the tickets was somewhere over here. But this office then was all closed up, and there was no information on it as to where the new office was. Or anyway, it just became too difficult, so we gave up, and instead walked over the bridge and had a quite nice time down in the beach, which is quite good. And we took the scooters off down to the other side of the beach. It's lovely. So, whoa, okay, so let's jump back in the airplane. And, okay, hang on, right before we do that, just gonna use this here as a backdrop, and I will show you one or two pictures I made of this. So, gonna have to look on the computer and chase out a few pictures, but I'm sure I have a couple of pictures of here. Okay, so I should have managed to get one or two pictures in there into the video. Let's unpause. Back in here. Give it some power. There's the two girls. Yeah, these were kind of. I think these are kind of oil platforms. And somebody told them, "Hey, you have to make that look pretty." Um, and then they gave them some girls' names and made them look pretty. There's the beach. Oh, this is a lovely beach. It's really, really nice beach. So, yeah, I think my graphics seem to be running really, really well now. I could probably turn on some extra features, but I'm not sure what difference it will make. Okay. Yeah, so much for if you had an engine failure, could you land on the beach? If you're good at dodging rocks, if you're a pinball wizard, I guess. This is a beautiful area here, one of my favorite areas in California. I'm sure it's a favorite area for a lot of people. Oh, the buildings look kind of funny there. Yeah, but that is really nice to stay down here. This is, of course, the place to stay. So after you've been on a ship for 1 or 2 nights and the novelty of that is worn off, and you're all happy, that's the place where you want to stay. Right around here somewhere. As long as you're a fast eater, yeah, you have to be a really fast eater for breakfast in the morning, I learned. When you go, they have these breakfast places that, I don't know, every now and again, one or the other of them becomes quite popular, and everybody goes there, and seems to always be a queue of 5 or 6 people outside a door. And then when you go in, you sit down, your food comes very, very fast. Service is very good. They keep, topping up your glass of water or whatever else you want. And it's really good, but they expect you to eat really fast and then swallow your food and run out of there so the next customer can come in. I recall having almost finished my food. The last piece of food was still on my fork when they took the plate and everything else away. I was just sitting there with a fork and my last bite of food on top of it. And I had eaten quite fast, but obviously not fast enough. So that's interesting. In Europe, people always tell me, "Hey, you eat too fast, slow down, slow down." And breakfast over here is, yeah, you need to hoover that down, as they say. I don't know if you say that in America, hoover it down. Mm. There is a difference in America between hoovering and vacuuming, I guess. We've gone over there too. Okay, let's speed up a bit. Jump out of the airplane, give you a nice view around here. Oh, no ships. I have my ships, I must look at my settings. So I reduced a few settings to improve my the stress on my GPU. GPU now is only running at 40%. And I'm recording. That's pretty amazing. We'll have to see, of course, if the video comes out really good. But yeah, that's really weird. I can Alt Tab and leave Streamlabs OBS in the background, and yeah, my GPU still runs very, very high. All I gotta do is just remember, minimize it first, and then switch into your flight simulator. That's it, running away there about 40–50%. Quite a lot of buildings and stuff. I did change all my settings down, so probably will slowly edge them back up bit by bit, but I think that this picture quality here is pretty good. Pretty good. I like it a lot. So jump back in here. Okay, that's where we're going to land. 4 minutes it says. Okay. We can't really go much faster. We maybe possibly got a little bit of a headwind, I'm not sure. Bring up the wind. No, we should have a slight tailwind actually. Maybe 1 knot tailwind. So, yeah, I've been down here. Went down on a train, I think, to San Diego. Yes, there is a train here. Or did I imagine it? I'm not sure. I think California is. They may have trains here. Went down to San Diego. My friends took me down there for a concert. It was really nice. Really enjoyed that. And they have what do they call it down there? They have this little street with these old style, a gas lamp area, because it has street lamps that look like gas lamps. I would seriously doubt that they're actually gas lamps powered by gas. They might be, but I doubt it. And that's down there in San Diego. San Diego's really, really nice spot actually. I thought it had a little bit. I mean, there's nowhere like LA, that's for sure. But San Diego just seemed to have a little bit more, I don't know, more kind of culture or something, or is that the right thing? Just felt more at home being there, I guess, as a European person. So enjoyed it quite a lot. People are different in San Diego too. At least the people that I met. People in LA are slightly different personalities in general. So there should be an airport over there somewhere. Yeah, we can follow this river, of course. Stop calling them rivers because they're not always rivers. So we've got a good bit of speed going on here. That's nice. Let's jump out again here. Yeah, I turned down quite a few settings on the graphics. I don't really notice any difference, to be honest. No. Except my GPU usage is lower, my frame rate, I guess, is higher. It's really cool that you can just change the weather like that, you know. So, when a quick sunset fed, oh, that's a steep road. Look at that. So, I guess we can go over here and land. So this is not really any kind of a pattern at all, actually. Not even a straight in, I guess. This shooting is very, very, very strange approach on the base. Oh, a very steep turn here. It's too steep, I guess. 1 notch of flaps, 2nd notch of flaps coming in there. Third notch of flaps. Power is down all the way. So a little bit of trim there actually. Quite a lot of trim, whatever was going on there. Runway 2. Yeah, tiny bit slow, but that's okay. That's okay. It's not a very windy day. Level it out there. Put our nose up here a little bit. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. There we go. And it's so give it some brakes. We can taxi up here on our left. Okay. Okay. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed that. It was a little quick spin. You can see how it looks now, and I'm sure someday we'll be looking back on that video thinking, yeah, God, when Microsoft Flight Simulator was young, because I'm sure that they will make very, very good improvements to it in the future. Are you waiting for me? No, I don't think he is he? Hello? Hello? Maybe if I go a bit closer to him, he might look around at me and be like, no. He's waiting for those people in that nice big business jet to come out and go on their big spin, have a look at the Queen Mary ship, and hopefully, don't forget the logo on the bottom right hand side. Just click on it and subscribe. That'll be great. Thank you. See you for the next one. Bye.